Good morning. Welcome back with the MQL Suite Morning Market Report. Margin traded investment carries considerable economic risks, and whoever carries it out under his or her sole responsibility. Therefore, the author of this teaching session assumes no responsibility for any direct or indirect damages in relation to investment decisions taken by the listener. Today is Friday, 14th June. The Chinese markets are in slight decline in anticipation of the publication of data on industrial production and retail sales in May. Yesterday evening, threats against Xi Jinping arrived from the White House in case he didn't show up at the G20. But the business and corporate worlds are increasingly moving away from Donald Trump's positions. Some supermarket companies, including the giant Walmart, urged the president to urgently close the dispute over trade with China and other partners. Meanwhile, China's Ministry of Commerce has raised the tariffs on steel pipes imported from the United States and the European Union. The rate increase is significant and will take effect today. On Asian markets, Brent oil is trading at $61.80 a barrel, up 1%. Yesterday evening, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said Iran was behind the attack on merchant ships in the Hormuz Strait. Tehran, who participated in the rescue operations, denies any involvement. The attack on oil tankers overshadowed the visit of Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe to Iran, which was intended to ease tensions between the United States and Iran. After the meeting, Tehran ruled out any talks with the United States, as Iran has no faith in America. Geopolitical tensions and the scenario of low interest rates have pushed gold to $1,345 an ounce, the highest in the last 14 months. Yesterday, the public accounts of Italy were at the center of the attention of the Eurogroup. Europe calls for substantial changes to the Italian budget plan to avoid the infringement procedure. The Minister of the Economy, Giovanni Tria, reiterates that a correction is completely unjustified, since the deficit target requested by Europe will be reached in a natural way. The meeting of the European finance ministers that ended this morning did not reach any agreement on the Eurozone budget. We will then return to discuss the topic in the coming months. In the agenda today, in Italy, data on turnover and industrial orders in April will be published in the morning. Istat will also spread the final reading of consumer prices in May, which in the preliminary estimate saw a rise of 0.1% on a monthly basis and 0.9% on a yearly basis. In the United States, retail sales in May will be published in the afternoon. The consensus is for 0.6%. It's 10:30. All indices move in flexion. Gold is appreciated with 1% gain against the dollar and 0.98% gain against the euro. Palladium continues. It's 10:30. All indices move in flexion. Gold is appreciated with 1% gain against the dollar and 1% gain against the euro. Palladium continues the uptrend with a gain of 0.88%. In the forex market, the Australian dollar continues to weaken. It is losing 0.17% against the Canadian dollar, 0.21% against the Swiss franc and 0.42% against the yen, while the major Audi USD is losing 0.28%. The euro is mixed, with the euro AUD gaining 0.33% and the euro NZD gaining 0.53%. Also, pound is mixed, with GBP AUD earning 0.21% and GBP NZD earning 0.43%. The New Zealand dollar continued to weaken, and NZD CAD is losing 0.30%, NZD CHF is losing 0.36%, NZD yen is losing 0.58%. This morning, the Japanese yen is the strongest currency with a 1.78% gain on the basket. Also, the euro is very strong with a 1.21% gain on the basket. On the other hand, the weakest currency is the New Zealand dollar with a 2.75% loss on the basket. The best performance is recorded by now by Euro NZD with a 0.52% gain. On the contrary, the worst performance is recorded by NZD Yen with a 0.56% loss. That's all for the moment. If you liked our analysis, please leave a like one. Furthermore, I invite you to register on our channel to stay up to date. Have a nice trading!